everyone, Scott of the Scottman. We're here to do a drive video today. We are heading north on I-71. We're near Carrollton, Kentucky. We're going to be heading all the way to I-75 south of Covington, Kentucky. It is a beautiful day out today, and we are continuing on I-71, although 5 years later. I say that because I last filmed a video on I-71, I believe going from downtown Louisville, where it begins at I-65, all the way to that exit back there for Carrollton, which is right over by the Kentucky River. And we got a slow-moving truck because of the incline, so I should probably get over. But yeah, so we got like another, I didn't see exactly, 50 or so miles away from Cincinnati. But again, this video we're only going to I-75. So as I was saying, it's a beautiful day out today. Not too bad out temperature-wise. My current thermometer is reading 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Convert that to Celsius, it's around, I'd say like a little over 7 degrees. So compared to where I was in Alabama, it's a lot colder, but not all that bad. Especially compared to the drive down to Alabama that I did a week and a half ago in real time, where there was snow on the ground here. See, a little fun fact, this is the first time I've driven on I-71 on this stretch in either direction, possibly since I was a kid, where it's been sunny. It's, I don't know, it's like it's always cloudy when I'm on this freeway, but today is an exception, and I cannot complain. We have blue skies, not a single cloud in the sky. Not bad for a January day. So as I was saying in a couple of my previous driving videos, I'm coming back from the southern part of the United States. Spent some time in Alabama as well as Mississippi, and even a day trip to New Orleans. So this video is going to be pretty much just country driving, because we're not going to be going through any cities in this video. But as I was saying in my previous driving video that I filmed over on I-65 going into Louisville, I do need to get back down to Kentucky again, because I've only done like one little weekend trip, long weekend trip down to Kentucky. Because I've been to Lexington, Frankfort, and then a little brief visit to Louisville. But would like to see more of the state, probably in some of the warmer months. I don't know about like July or August, because it can get pretty hot down here. But like the spring and the summer, I mean the spring and the fall though. Especially in the springtime, going through the Kentucky bluegrass country. So after all, this is the bluegrass state. Yeah, the traffic on I-71 has been smooth sailing so far. It got a little busy in the Louisville area, but once I got like past LaGrange, things started to mellow out. Although, of course, there'll be a lot of traffic when I got on I-75, because that's a much busier freeway compared to this one. Yeah, the overall terrain along I-71 in northern Kentucky is pretty nice. Got a lot of rolling hills, and then like you can see some really cool terrain, like what we saw at the very beginning of this video, and then just before where I started this video, like around the Kentucky River area, because you're going down into a valley, so it's quite beautiful. I-71 is a very enjoyable freeway due to all the rolling hills back home to Michigan after 2 weeks down south. Got to be down there like from right after Christmas until, well, today. So I left Tuscaloosa early this morning to start the drive back up. Thankfully, I can do it all in one day. Compared to my trip to Houston I did around this time a year ago, where I had to do it in 2 days. I should probably get over in a minute because I got a truck up ahead. So yeah, I'd say I got like about another 5 hours to go, although I still need it. I'll have to stop and fill up my gas tank one more time, and then I'll need to grab something quick to eat too, dinner-wise. But I'll probably do that once I get up to the northwestern part of Ohio, I'm thinking. But I will say, thanks to leaving early, I'm making really good time. Plus, the traffic can get pretty intense in Nashville, so I'm glad I was able to get through there rather early. But yeah, I'll be getting home at a good time because it'd be nice that, because although I worked remotely this past week, I was able, because we're fully remote this past, like the week leading up to Christmas and then the week after New Year's, I was able to work down in Tuscaloosa, so I got to travel and work at the same time. So it's like, had a pretty productive work week, which is really good. Which again, it's like, I mentioned about this in my update video that I posted a little while ago, although as I'm recording this in real time, I still have to post it. But it's like, I don't understand, because I work in IT, it's like I don't understand why we're in the office even 3 days a week. Where like we could, like the work I do, I could easily do fully remote. Because yeah, it's like I could have easily stayed down in Tuscaloosa for an extra week. I did get to see everything I wanted to do in Tuscaloosa, so it's not like it was time wasted or anything. So it's not like so it's not like I forgetting to say or to see something. But I could have easily stayed another week. Just because the weather is going to be so nice down there the next week. Except maybe a couple days of rain here and there. But yeah, anyway, so Monday is going to be the first day back in the office. But what'll be nice is that tomorrow is Sunday, I'll have a nice little day to relax at home. Watch some YouTube videos and then plan things out for the upcoming year. And then also watch the Detroit Lions play the Green Bay Packers tomorrow night. It's the last regular season game of the year, and shockingly enough, the Lions could make the playoffs this year, especially after, in one of my previous driving videos, I think the one I filmed on 15 Mile Road in Michigan, where it's like, oh, I'm driving by this place where they're probably watching the Lions lose right now. It's like right around that time is when they had a big turnaround. They went from being 1-6 to winning all but two of their games or something like that. So they went from being almost last place to being playoff contenders. Because as I'm filming this video, although by the time this video goes up, the Super Bowl may have already happened. But it's like with the NFL playoff scenarios, because it's between the last playoff seed is between the Seattle Seahawks, the Detroit Lions, and the Green Bay Packers. And the Lions play the Packers. And how it's supposed to be is that if the Lions beat the Packers and Seattle loses to the Los Angeles Rams, the Lions make it into the playoffs. But if the Lions lose to the Packers and Green Bay makes it in instead. But if the Lions win and Seattle wins, then Seattle makes it in instead. The only exception is because there's talks about why they're considering adding it to making it 8 teams instead of 7 teams for this year is because they had to cancel the Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals game because of a very unfortunate event that happened. I think his name was Damar Hamlin. I'm not sure if that's his first name, if I got his first name correct, but his last name is Hamlin. What ended up happening is that after a play, he ended up having he suffered a cardiac arrest, and he is thankful to be alive and recovering well. So it's like, yeah, they end up canceling the game because of that, because it didn't really make sense to play that game. Because both teams are going to end up in the playoffs anyway, but kind of out of respect to him. And yeah, I'm just thankful that he's doing a lot better, that he was able to recover from that. Because when it comes to cardiac arrest, they're deadly. It's like unless you have someone to perform CPR or resuscitation quickly, it's like you're most likely not going to come back alive from that. Because it's like when it comes to any sporting events or major events, because typically what happens is that they'll usually have some type of a paramedic there, so if someone all of a sudden collapses because either they have a cardiac arrest or has a heart attack, there is a paramedic already there, or paramedics that are ready to resuscitate and provide CPR and oxygen like right on the spot. So like if you were to have like something deadly like a cardiac arrest or something, you can recover from it. But let's say if you're walking on the street with nobody around and you have a cardiac arrest, you're pretty much guaranteed to be dead. Because there's not going to be really anybody around to, most likely not to try to bring you back to life. But yeah, I'm just glad that he's doing okay and that he's recovering. But anyway, so because of that, they're talking about adding on an 8 team for each conference for the playoffs. So if they do that, the Lions might make it in no matter what happens with the Seattle game. I don't see the Lions winning the Super Bowl, but anything's possible. Although I will say the Philadelphia Eagles are just really, really, really good. I could easily see the Eagles winning the Super Bowl this year. It's like I'm almost predicting a Philadelphia and Kansas City matchup for the Super Bowl. But we shall see. But even though we're well past the Kentucky River, we still got some pretty scenery in here. And again, with the sunshine, it makes things a lot prettier. Now, I was just talking about this in my previous driving video, but it's like, I got lucky with my trip down south because I saw the sun just about every day. Where back in Michigan, today might be the first day they see sunshine since before Christmas. Yes, before Christmas. That is sad. Because anytime the sunshine is out, it's uplifting. It's like it enlightens my mood, and many other people too. Because after all, there is such thing as seasonal depression, and we don't get a lot of vitamin D or any sunlight. It's like it can really affect you. And we got another 15 miles to go till we get to I-75, and then like the next town, Verona, is like 12 miles from here. So we got like another 13 minutes left in this video. So a little bit more about Interstate 71. Because yeah, with these driving videos, I like to go off on a tangent, you know. But with I-71, it starts off in Louisville, Kentucky, and it goes through the northwest part of Kentucky, crosses over the Ohio River from Covington, Kentucky, over to Cincinnati, Ohio, and then it heads to the northeast toward Columbus, and then it finishes off in, I think, over at Interstate 90 in Cleveland. So this freeway, I-71, is mostly an Ohio State freeway, but has a little bit of a part in Kentucky as well. So yeah, that truck driver is very brave trying to get back on the freeway like that. Although it's probably an okay spot just because it's at the top of the hill and people will be able to see that truck easily and try to merge over in time, or they'll have to press down their brakes really hard to make sure that they don't go ramming right into the rear bumper of that truck. But yeah, I'm planning to film one more drive video today, so because what I'm planning to do is I want to film a video on I-75 North going through and past Cincinnati. It's going to be a shorter driving video for two reasons. One, it's going to be too long of a video if I were to film all the way up to Dayton, Ohio. And two, I'm not going to be able to put a new battery into this GoPro, so I'm not going to be able to film a very long video. But it'll work out well. So I'm going to end up having 5 driving videos filmed in a single day today. They're all on the freeway. And that's on top of another driving video I filmed on Interstate 10 going into New Orleans. So from this trip, I was able to film I've been able to film a lot of driving videos, which is really nice. So that way, if I get a lot of crappy weather days coming up in Michigan, I don't have to worry about putting my life in danger to go out and film a driving video in a snowstorm. Although I'm sure you guys would love that because it's a lot different. It's like, you'd be like, hey everyone, it's Scottman, and we're driving in the snow. Yay! Well, my voice just cracked there. But yeah, it's like there are some different driving videos I need to film back in Michigan as well too. But it's nice to film some videos outside of Michigan for a change, especially with the driving videos. And yeah, this is the biggest road trip I've done since the Houston trip. So it's like when I've done like some of the smaller road trips in 2022, I did not get a chance to do many driving videos. So it's like I had to film a lot while I was in Michigan. This way I have a good buffer for a while, but that doesn't mean I can slack off because I need to do more traveling around the state of Michigan too to begin with. So I need to film some more videos, and I've got a lot of suggestions about different driving videos around the state of Michigan to do too. I know one of my followers, I won't mention his name or anything, but he's provided a lot of great suggestions. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to all of them because he's given me dozens of them, but it's like when I need an idea for a video, it's like I just go to that list that he's provided me over the years and gives me some cool ideas. It's like with the bright sunny skies and the snowless ground, and despite no leaves in the trees, it does not feel like winter right now. Of course, keep in mind, I'm in Kentucky right now and not Michigan. Even so, like the southern part of Michigan there's no snow on the ground right now. There was a bunch of snow that fell in December, especially close to Christmas, so it was nice that we had a white Christmas. And it was great before I south, they got to celebrate Christmas with a lot of snow. So it was really pretty to see. Although it was rather chilly, but yeah, it's like other than that, it's like, yeah, all the snow melts because it's been so warm up, even up in the Midwest. But yeah, I am thankful though that when I do get back to Michigan, I'm not going back to a deep freeze. Because nothing's worse than coming back from the southern United States and you come back to temperatures that are well below freezing. Yes, I like to make up words. Below freezing, where you have temperatures in the teens Fahrenheit or like close to like -10 Celsius. I'd be like, I'm staying down south for another week. Thankfully, we're not seeing anything like that coming up. So it's like, unlike my trip back from Houston last year, I'm not dreading heading back to Michigan today because it could be a lot worse. But yeah, when it comes to planning these road trips down south in the winter, it can be a little bit difficult because you never know when there could be a snowstorm or even an ice storm any place in the United States. So it's like you have to factor in the weather a little bit. You may have to alter your plans or your route depending on the weather. Thankfully, the only thing I ran into coming up here is just a little rain in far northern Alabama and Tennessee going up to Nashville. And the weather going the rest of the way should be pretty nice. And yeah, we should be getting to I-75 soon. Yeah, we got the next mile marker sign, so curious how far. Oh, okay, you're not that far at all. Only 4 more miles to I-75 and only 24 miles to Cincinnati. It was nice to get away for a while. Now I like to film a bunch of different videos for YouTube and also some content for Instagram and TikTok, but also for personal reasons too, because yeah, it's like when I travel, it's like I always feel at peace and I can recharge my batteries and connect deeply with myself to determine what I want to do next with my life, whether it's in the short term or the long term. And of course, just live in the moment and be happy about life in general. Even though life isn't perfect, nothing's perfect, there are bad things going on, of course, as always. But the good outweighs the bad. Because there is a lot of positivity in the world. Just don't watch the media, or they only portray the bad stuff. At least here in the media here in the United States. So we're about to come up to the exit for I-75 South. Because what's going to happen is I-71 North continues along I-75 going north toward Covington and Cincinnati. But there's going to be an exit for I-75 South going down to Lexington, Kentucky. Which, of course, as I was saying in the previous video, I-75 South goes to Lexington and then, of course, continues down toward Tennessee to Knoxville, eventually down to Chattanooga, Atlanta, before eventually going into Florida. But we'll continue until we get onto I-75, because there's a little bit of a ramp that'll take to get onto it. So yeah, that was the answer for I-75 south back there, and we're going over I-75 right now. In about another minute, we should be merging into I-75. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video here on I-71 North, going from Carrollton, Kentucky, all the way to I-75 North, just south of Covington, Kentucky. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that subscribe button to come along and join me for the adventure. And don't forget to click that notification bell so that way you know when a new video goes live. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scottman, signing out here from Northern Kentucky.